Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kuma community call. Please add your name to the attendee list, and also please add any topics you'd like to discuss. Hey, Philip. Yeah, so today we will speak shortly about Kuma 2.0 that we released last week. I think the most important features are eBPF and probably new policies and also many more improvements. Maybe Bart can give us some update on eBPF, or Lukas.
Yeah, now or
now please, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have like 2 modes of eBPF. Currently you can install eBPF on Kubernetes using CNI, which is a CNI plugin, additional CNI plugin, or you can use the EU containers with eBPF program installed. Both are at this point experimental still, so feel free to play with, find some bugs, send issues if they are happening, or send comments to us.
Yeah, thank you. And I wanted to chat quickly about new policies. Here's a new page in Kuma 2.0 and new page understanding target ref policies. So which are new policies? New policies have a new target ref object that you can use to select proxies and other stuff. We can look through this documentation right now. So new policies, they have metadata and the spec. And metadata, it's something that we already had in policies before. You have type, name, and mesh. And in Kubernetes, it looks slightly different, but the idea is the same. New policies, it was mentioning that new policies, they are namespace scope CRDs on Kubernetes, but you can put only Kuma system namespace at that moment. And we also put mesh as a label for new policies because it's convenient. With kubectl, you can now filter your policies by mesh. And then you have spec, and in spec you have a top level target ref, which identifies which proxies this policy applies to. And you also can go even further narrowing, and you can have 2 lists and from list, and 2 target ref field defines rules that applies to outgoing traffic of proxies selected by target ref, and the same for from target ref in from list defines rules that applies to incoming traffic of proxy selected by target ref. And there are some examples. So this is just example policy. We don't have such policy, but it's just for purpose of visualization. You can have 2 mesh, which means that this value applies to all outgoing traffic of the proxy. And same with from. If you have mesh, it means that it applies to all incoming traffic. Yeah, your policy not necessary should have a direction to or from. It can have neither of these, like this example. And we already have policies like mesh trace, for example, that doesn't have to or from, but we can chat about this later. So yeah, here's a section how you write your target ref. The idea is borrowed from the Kubernetes Gateway API, and it's described in MADR number 5. Link is in the docs. So target ref has kind, which is mesh subset, mesh service subset, mesh gateway route, and you have name, and you also can have tags. And here a short description of each of these kinds. So mesh it means it applies to all proxies in the mesh. Mesh subset, it's the same, but you have tags that you can select some subgroup of proxies. You can have mesh service, and it's essentially if you have a tag with this name, with the name from here. Our mesh service subset is the subset of the service, and mesh gateway route. You should have an object mesh gateway route in your cluster with this name. So more example, this example is already with existing policy mesh access log. Yeah, it covers how can you utilize new target refs. Yeah, for each new policy, we have the following table matrix that shows what kind, where this kind can be used only in top level section or in to array or in from array. And this matrix exists for every new policy we created. So we think it should be easier to see what kind can be applied where. Yeah, then merging configurations, we decided that all selected to and from lists, they are concatenated. And then we merge configuration for each unique subset of to and from. So I think it would be better to everyone look into example and try to like understand how it works. But I don't know if it's worth me trying to explain this right now. But yeah, this is the point of this is just to show that there is new policies. We have docs for them. So yeah, please go and try and give us your feedback. So this is the idea of this small presentation. Any questions for this?
You can maybe show that we have mesh trace and mesh access log and like the new policies that are on the bottom of the page, right? Of the sidebar.
If you go to the introduction in the policies section, like the first bit, like introduction, right here, there's actually a table. Actually, there's a link missing that maps the old policies with the new policies with NA when they're not implemented yet. So
yeah, we also explained, I don't know if people want to read MADR, but we explained why we don't want to replace the existing policies, but we want to create new policies that is like alternative policy for existing one to simplify the migration from old policies to new policies. Yeah, and like Charlie mentioned, for traffic log, we now have mesh access log. For traffic trace, we have mesh trace. And for traffic permission, we have mesh traffic permission without the link, but we will fix that. Yeah, we have 3 new policies. They marked as beta in the brackets. So yeah, you can use them. Any other questions? If we don't have questions about target ref, we can just have time for any questions. So do people have questions about Kuma in general?
pretty quiet today.
Yeah, we have Shane, we have Eric. Yeah, guys, any specific reason you came today to this community call. Maybe discuss something.
Nothing specific. I just wanted to come in and check it out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, same. I didn't have a customer call right now, so I I wanted to have the luxury of jumping in and listening.
Yeah. Yeah, if nothing specific, I think we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess one point is we're planning on rolling out all these new policies in the coming version is the target. So beginning of next year, we should have all the new policies implemented. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, this is it. So thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice end of the day and see you next time. Bye.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.